What's up, guys? Happy Friday. And well, it's a good day. Why? Well, because the sun's out today. Anyway, it is here. So we're going to get rocking and rolling here. This is our Friday jam session. So happy Friday, first and foremost. If you are watching this on a replay, well, you're seeing this right away. Anyone that's coming on live is probably not going to see this, but you're here. And you're probably wanting to see exactly what I'm going to be talking about here. And the title of this was really how to accelerate your brand, how to grow it without being overwhelmed. I think one of the big things for a lot of us entrepreneurs in general is overwhelm. And a lot of times we think we have to do everything or we're going to fall behind, we're going to fall short. And what I wanted to do today is really answer that question on today's jam session. But I also wanted to open it up for some Q&A because that's what these are. Jam sessions are for me to jump on and answer any questions that you have. But I usually start off the jam session with one question or a topic. So this way here, I can answer that. We can kind of get that conversation started. But then also we can go ahead and turn this into a podcast episode later. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you guys would do me a favor, and if you're watching this live or if you're watching this later, drop a comment in there. Let me know you're there. Let me know that you are tuning in, and we will get rocking and rolling. I think this is a big topic for a lot of people because, well, I've fallen into this trap, and occasionally I fall back into the trap. Last year was probably one of my greatest years and one of my hardest years. Just did so much and I took on a lot of projects, and then it taught me that I needed to slow down. I needed to work on the areas of my business and my life that were going to give me the most results, but the most joy and what I really wanted to work on. And I think we have to ask ourselves those questions. And if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like, man, I really want to build this thing, but I'm feeling like I'm going in 100 different directions, understand it's normal. It's normal to feel like that because there's so much out there. There's so much opportunity, but we do have to limit ourselves. And hopefully today I can help you with that because I'm going to talk about how we can accelerate our brand and how we can do it without being overwhelmed. If that sounds good to you, can I get a heck yeah in the comments? Can I get that in the comments? You guys let me know you're there. Remember, this is still our coffee talk, even though it's a jam session. I need to know that you guys are there. All right. The other thing I wanted to do here is I wanted to mention, if you guys are just tuning in, or if you guys maybe missed this last week's coffee talks, we actually announced our Brand Accelerator Live virtual event. And if you are interested, well, you might want to head on over to baltickets.com. It's a one-day workshop event. This was supposed to be our in-person live event. We did one last year called Brand Accelerator Live 2019. It was awesome. It was epic. I'm really disappointed that we can't do it this year, but obviously with everything going on, we're not able to get 200 plus people in a room. Just it's not safe, and it's just, you can't do it, right? So you just can't do it. So we decided to take it virtual, but also we decided to condense it down into one day and really make it about just action, like what we can do to actually implement. And what I'm going to be talking about today lends itself well to that, because our idea here is to only work on the areas in your business that are going to generate results. Like that's all that we want to focus on. We do not want to get distracted with shiny objects. The other thing is we don't want to go through another 3 or 4 week training and then have to take action after we go through the training. So the idea here is to distill it down, go through those big blocks or those big, those big rocks, if you will, that we're able to then work on and move. So this way here, we can then advance our business, but also do it in a concentrated way that we can do it in one day. This way here, you're only taking up one day of your time. And when you get done, you'll have your action plan developed and ready to get to it. All right. So again, just wanted to throw that out there. If you're interested, if you have not grabbed a ticket yet, we do have them available. They're early bird ticket prices right now. That will be through, I believe, September 6th, I think it is. The event is September 12th. There's two options too, by the way. If you want to join live and attend live for the entire day, 10 a.m. Eastern time, all the way through like 7 o'clock at night, you can get just the live virtual ticket. There's also a VIP option that gives you the live and it gives you the recordings. Plus, it gives you the recordings to Brand Accelerator Live 2019, which is pretty awesome. So if you're interested, head on over to baltickets.com and you can get all the details there. I just shot a video yesterday too, where I walk you through exactly what we're going to be doing there. The whole schedule's there. So everything is there for you guys to check out. All right. So like I said, today is Friday Jam Session. I'm so glad that all of you that are here live are here. So welcome. I did get some heck yes and heck yeah. I love it. What's up, Lena? What's up? Good morning to you. Octavio in the house. What's up, brother? What's up, Michael? Good to see you, man. Let's see here. Chin Hoon, what's up? Heck yeah. Derek, what's up? Atlanta in the house. Awesome. Karen's in the house as usual. Good to see you, Karen. Jennifer, what's up? Happy Friday, Brand Rockers. What's up? Debbie's in the house. Phil's in the house. What's up? What's up? Awesome. Salama's in the house. What's up, Salama? All right. Okay, cool. So what do you say? We're going to officially kick this off. If you guys are like long time coffee talk, jam session attendees, you guys know how it works. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to pause because then we're going to turn this into a podcast. All right. So see how we do that? I practice what I preach. We're going to go ahead and repurpose this later because there's people on my podcast that listen that don't come to the coffee talks. They should, I know, but not all of them do. Obviously, we have a small group here, which is fine with me. It's a good group. So, all right, here we go, and we'll officially kick it off. And here's the thing I want to say before we do: if you have any questions, comments, drop them in the comments. Let me know. Okay, this is for you. This is for me to be able to connect with you and answer any questions that you have. All right, here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to another Friday Jam Session. I am here with some awesome people every single week. And well, this is another week. And yes, there are some cool people hanging out with me here this morning. And this is our Friday Jam Session. If you are listening to this on the podcast and you're not here live, well, you're invited. You can come. All you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com. And that's where we hang out. We'll answer your questions over there. And there's going to be some cool people there when you come on over. And we drink coffee. It's morning usually. And we drink some coffee or tea or whatever your favorite beverage is. And we get to hang out for about 30 minutes and answer some questions. All right. So if you're interested, head on over and join us. All right, cool. So like I said, this is a highlight of the week for me. But one thing that I wanted to address, because this is a question that a lot of people ask themselves, right? And I get asked this same question. Scott, how do I grow my brand and not feel overwhelmed? I literally just got off a hot seat session, and Debbie might be on with us right now. Debbie was on a hot seat for our Brand Creators Academy, which is our private academy for brand creators. And we do these hot seats every now and then. And I did a hot seat with her, and we were going over everything that she's doing and everything that she can do, right? So it's always about like identifying like what you can do and then what should you do next, right? Like what is the next logical step, right? So there's like these rocks in our business, right? There's these big rocks. And I look at it like there's really only like 3 that we should be focusing on. And, that really comes down to, for me personally, is like traffic. And I could say 2, because then there's, profits or offers. But I think email is a big one. So I'm going to say email. So if I just focus on those 3 areas, traffic, right? Email and profits or offers, that's all that my time is going to be spent on, right? That's all that I'm focusing my time on, right? So I had this call with Debbie and we went over everything. And then at the very end, she was like, wow, it just seems like a lot. And I'm like, you know what? It does. But here's what we need to do, right? You already have your website up and running. You're already developing content. You've got that pretty much dialed in, okay? So now what we want to do next is say, okay, have we started building the email list? Okay. And if you have, then you're like, okay, now I have to continually build out that email list and continually add more value to my email list and keep giving them goodwill and giving them offers and giving them all those things. But let's say, for example, you don't have the email list built and you're like, okay, what's the next thing? I have my content. What would I do? Maybe your next thing is maybe you're going to start maybe using Pinterest as a traffic channel. And the reason why I'm using Pinterest is because Pinterest to me is more evergreen than saying I'm going to launch an Instagram channel, or I'm going to launch a Snapchat channel, or I'm going to launch a TikTok channel, right? Like I'm not doing any of that stuff because that stuff isn't evergreen to me. So for me, one of the traffic channels would be Pinterest. So if that's not happening yet, let's pause on the email marketing right now, or the email list building, because maybe we're not there yet. And maybe the next thing we're going to do is the Pinterest thing, right? And that's going to add traffic. Remember what we said, traffic, right? That's one thing. Email would be the next thing, and then profits and offers, right? So in that traffic bucket, one of those is Pinterest. Now, email, you would probably say too, is a traffic channel, but it also takes time to develop that channel, right? So I'm just looking at the different things that we can work on and what makes the most sense for the next move. Now, if you said, all right, I'm going to start doing the content, I'm going to start posting, and then I'm going to start building my list, and then I'm going to start my Pinterest channel, and oh, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and then you know what? Then I got to email my list. I'm not really sure how to write to my email list, so I got to learn that. And then I'm going to wait a minute. A digital product. Scott talks about a digital product. Maybe I should start building my digital product. That's another offer. So I'm going to build another offer. And Scott talks about building like a digital product suite so I can have more offers. And maybe I already have a physical product. Now I got to launch that. You see, like I'm already overwhelmed. That's a lot of stuff, right? Now, can we do all that stuff? Yes, but we need to do it concentrated, right? We need to do it so it makes the most sense for our time. The problem is a lot of people feel like they are going to lose out. All right. So I don't want you to feel like you're going to lose out. So what I want you to do is look at what makes the most sense. So maybe even self-identify, sit down with a pad of paper and write down those blocks in your business, right? So look at it and just say, I mean, even if you just wanted to do the two, right? Because at Brand Accelerator Live, if you're listening to this after the fact, September 12th, we are doing our live event. Now, if you're listening to this after the 12th, well, it's already happened. But basically, we're concentrating on two parts, okay, in a brand. And to me, they're the most important parts. It's traffic and profits, which ultimately is offers, right? What are different offers? And that could be ad platforms, that could be affiliate marketing, that could be our own physical products, that could be our own digital products, it could be sponsorships, it could be all kinds of stuff, right? But there's offers. Offers bring in money, right? Traffic gets attention to the offers, right? So there's really only those two blocks that we really need to focus on. Email can amplify things, right? But I do look at those three as ones that I want to make my primary blocks, those three. Because I think that those three will give the business stability and it'll also allow it to grow, right? So the title of this here today for our jam session discussion was really how to accelerate our brand, how to grow it without being overwhelmed. First off, you got to put the blinders on, okay? You can't be like, all right, I'm going to start this and then I'm going to not finish it. And I'm going to start this and then I'm not going to finish it. And I'm going to start this and I'm not going to finish it, because now you got 100 plates going, right? We can't do that, right? You have to almost commit to it in your own mind that you're going to commit 30 days to doing this one thing, right? And then get that thing up and running. And the cool thing is once we get these blocks in place, usually the setup is the longest part. I don't even want to say the hardest part. It's the longest part, right? So for example, let's say that we're going to set up a Pinterest account, right? It's going to take time to build that out, right? We have a training inside the academy. It's a 2-week training. Now that 2 weeks, you could probably condense it down into a week, right? But we wanted to stagger it out, but it makes it easy, because once you get through with that, the maintenance of it might be, I don't know, might be a few hours a week, right? But it's built, right? Same thing with a website. If you're just starting out and you haven't built your website yet, that's one of the things you have to have in place, because it's your home base. It's where everything points, right? That's where we're able to conduct business. That's where we're able to have conversations. That's where we can collect emails. Like, it's our property. It's our real estate, right? I can't tell you how many times also that I hear people listen to what I have to say, and they say the one thing that really stood out, Scott, was when you talk about online real estate. I never thought about it that way. I think about it like that way a lot. I was literally just having a conversation with my business partner who were actually like 2 weeks from closing on this deal. So I'll share with you guys everything through that process. It's been crazy. But we're on the final stretch. Like, the finish line is right there, right? We're getting into the legal stuff now, like a lot of paperwork and attorneys. And it's kind of a mess, but we're almost there, right? And I was talking to my partner. I'm like, I was looking at a site the other day, and it's making, I think it was making like $1,500 or $1,600 a month. And I think they wanted $56,000 for the site. And first off, the site would need to be maintained on a regular basis because it was a review-based site, right? And I was like, I wouldn't want to get it because I wouldn't want to have to maintain that. But if it was something that I could maintain, think about this for a minute. For me to invest $56,000 into a piece of online real estate, a website, and have that thing instantly be producing $1,500 cash back into the business, I don't know about you, but I can't go out and buy a rental property for even $300,000 and have it yield me $1,500 net a month. There's nothing that exists out there. Even if I said $500 a month was going to go towards paying the mortgage, right? Or even $1,000 to pay the mortgage, and I'd make 500, right? So honestly, the online real estate is a really, really cool thing that we all have the opportunity to take advantage of. Now, we can build it ourselves, and then who knows, maybe we sell that piece of real estate. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we need to realize our home base is a huge factor in what we're doing. So if we don't have that, we need to get that built. Once we get it built, now we're bringing attention to our home base, our website, through content, Google, Bing, Yahoo, right? Now that we have our home base and our website, we can put offers on there. We can collect email addresses on there, right? We have all of that stuff. We can take Pinterest and drive traffic from Pinterest over there. It's another platform, right? We can get a YouTube channel going if we want. We can drive traffic, but we're not going to do all these things at once, right? We build an email list. We drive traffic to our website, our blog, right? And then we have our products. Our products can also lead people back to our website and our blog, or they can purchase it from our website and blog, right? So see how it all kind of it funnels all together, right? So to not get yourself overwhelmed, you have to look at your situation and you have to say, okay, here's everything I have. Here's what I need to do next, right? And then I just need to focus on that next step, not all of the things, the next step. And as long as that thing is going to help me with traffic, then I'm good. Or if it's going to help me with making more offers or bringing attention to offers, then good, right? So traffic, offers, right? That's all we're looking at here, right? And if we do that, the business grows, right? It's that simple, right? But we can't overwhelm ourselves with everything that we got to do, right? And I used this analogy before. If I'm building a house, and this actually happened to me when I was building my house. I think I was like, how old was I when I started building? I should figure out that day. I think I was 24. I might've been 24 or 25. And I'll never forget it, right? I drive down, I had this little hill. We had 2 acres. I drove down, I look at the field. We had a 2-acre field and the footings were just poured. And I was like, wow, I got a lot of work to do. I got to build this thing. I got to get the walls poured, right, for the foundation, because we had a full basement. I got to put the flooring down, right? I got to put the floor joists. I got to put the subfloor. Then I got to stand the walls on the inside. I got to put the second floor on. Then I got to put the walls up on there. Then from there, I've got to put the roof system on. Then I've got to sheathe the roof. Then I got to shingle the roof. Now I got to shell. Now I got to go through and I got to wire it. I got to plumb it. I got to put insulation in it. I got to put sheetrock in it. I got to do all this stuff, right? But if I would have looked at that, and I would have just been like, oh, screw that, I'm out of here, right? Like, that's a lot. you got to think of your business like that too. You can't put the roof system on until you get the foundation built, until you get the walls built, and it just keeps stacking. But once we get it built, guess what? We can make it better. We can improve it. And now we can let people know about it. So if I was to think about this, like let's say that I was building a brick and mortar store in that same thing. I got to do the footings. I got to do this. I got to do that. Right. At the end, now it's like, how do I get people to know about it? Well, I've got traffic going by, but how do I get other ways for traffic? And now when people come to visit my store, guess what? They can buy stuff, right? It's the same thought process, guys. It's the same thought process. We got to do one step at a time. And we have to also know what that roadmap looks like, right? So what we're doing at Brand Accelerator Live this year is we're literally starting in the beginning of the day, and we're going to be going through traffic and offers all the way through the day. Like that's all we're talking about, right? And that's all that we're going to be workshopping about, right? Because that's the most important things, right? So again, it's to simplify it and for you to look at your situation and go, okay, what one is my next step? And then you work on that next step. And that's it. That's all you do. Okay. So that's how you do it, and don't get overwhelmed. So I want to know if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you're listening to this on the podcast, this is why you need to be here live, because we do this. We answer live Q&A. So I'm going to jump in and answer some questions here. And from there, if you guys want to join me, make sure that you head on over to takeactioncrew.com. If you're here live, then you're already here. So thank you. So we're going to answer a few questions here. All right. So we have one here from Salma. How do you simplify your offers for maximum profits? Well, the first thing is you have to have the offer, right? So first off, you got to build the offer. But if we're talking about maximizing profits, usually how you're going to maximize profits is you're going to have more offers. That's how you're going to maximize profits. If you have one product, it's going to be really hard to maximize the profits, right? So you need to think about your business as a product suite, right? And if it's not your products, it's got to be other people's products. So if you do only have your one product, how do you lead people to other people's products that you could get paid from? That's how you would maximize that. It's not looking at like, okay, I have this product and I sell it for $25. I pay $5, I make $20. Well, yeah, but how are you getting the traffic? You might be paying for the traffic. You might have paid for your email list, right? So there's a cost associated with that. So there's only so much you're going to be able to do to acquire a customer to where that profit margin goes up, right? So the only way to do it is you have that one product. And even if you broke even, we all hear about the lost leaders, right? People, like if you go to a store, they usually have something they're going to break even or maybe even take a loss. It's to get you in the store. It's the same idea. So we need multiple ways for people to buy from us. Okay. That's how you maximize profits. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Does everyone need blogs on a website, or can you build a business model with YouTube only? You can, but here's the thing. Imagine this. Imagine you're renting a building and you have all this traffic coming. And then all of a sudden your landlord comes in and goes, in 30 days, you need to be out. I sold the building, and they're going to knock it down. And now all that traffic that's on that highway or wherever you're at is gone, right? So I would never build my business on a platform. Okay. That's one rule I would never, ever do. I would never build my business on a channel. Now, if you want to start that way, if you want to start by just saying, you know what, I'm going to focus on YouTube and I'm just going to build a channel there and I'm just going to see what happens, that's totally fine. I just personally would not do that, right? Because I want to control the asset, right? If you are building a YouTube channel, you should have at least a landing page where people can, opt in for something, right? We want to build a way to really create our own channel, right? You do not own YouTube subscribers, by the way, right? They do. Okay. Same thing with Facebook. You don't own any likes or, anybody that's following you or any of that stuff. You don't own your Instagram followers, none of that stuff. What you do own is your email list, and you also own your website. All right. So just keep that in mind. D, how do you feel about Google ads? Well, Chris Schaefer would probably be a better one to ask. We do not use them currently. I think they're good for specific products. It's one of those things that I would say you'd have to test it, but have you already exhausted the other traffic channels? Like, why go to Google first unless you have something that is highly searched for that you can just put an ad up that's like, here it is, right? I just think it's a whole nother learning curve. And I would say, why? Like, why is that the one you're choosing over doing something in a Facebook ad? I think Facebook was just, I think it's great targeting, but I don't know a lot about Google ads either. So I can't say for sure. But I would say if I was going to learn one or the other, I would probably learn Facebook, just me personally. Let's see here. Karen. Okay, cool. Karen's giving us a little update here. We now have a workbook, math book, and custom traceable name sheets. I was thinking of bundling them. Buy the workbook, math book at a $2 discount off regular price, and we'll receive the custom worksheets for free. It's not a bad offer, Karen. Again, it's one of those things we need to test it, right? So we can sit here and assume all day long, but we need to see. And a lot of times it's not necessarily the discount that's going to get people to buy. It could be the bonuses. So you have to play with that. I also think sometimes like a $2 discount doesn't really speak to me. Maybe a 25% off discount does, right? So $2 doesn't get anyone really excited. I don't believe, like, I'm not going to run to the store because I'm going to save $2, right? If you buy one, get one free now we're talking, right? So you have a workbook for math, and custom traceable name sheets. So if you had, like you said, maybe it's buy the workbook and get the traceables free. That's a good offer. The $2 discount, you can throw it in there. It just almost seems like not enough for me. I would like it if you had another workbook and you did a, buy one, get one free. That's a good offer. And again, it's a digital product, so I would play with that. But I love what you're doing, Karen. Would you have started membership earlier knowing what you know now? Lessons learned with membership. Love this question, by the way, which actually, it's funny that you bring this up, and I'm going to share it here with you guys. We actually had a discussion the other day, inside of the Academy. And I talked to Chris Schaefer a little bit. I really want to start sharing more inside of our Academy about the membership stuff, because this isn't my first membership that I've done with Brand Creators Academy, by the way. I did one inside of the photography space, and I did that for over 7 years, and I had well over 1,000 members. Okay. Learned a lot. And I'm still learning. Okay. And I think that there's a lot of lessons learned by just sharing like what you're doing and how you're doing it. Right. But would I start one from scratch? Probably not. And the reason why is because it's a huge commitment on your part. A lot of people, before they get to really know you, it's going to be hard for them to commit to a monthly or even a yearly billing, right? So you almost need these little offers that get people to know who you are, but also they put their credit card out to pay you. So I would recommend doing something along the lines of a small digital product that introduces you to what you teach. And then on the back end, you can make an offer for a membership. But again, I would not go down that. There's a lot that goes into setting up a membership. And I mean, there's easy ways you can do it. You can totally do it just through email. You can say, hey, sign up for this, this weekly, or it's a monthly membership, but you get weekly lessons or you get weekly whatever. But you really, really need to understand your market and what they actually want. There's a saying that floats out there on the internet. People join for the content, they stay for community. And I truly believe that. So we're working really hard on our community. It's a lot of work, but it's what I want to do. Would I start there? Probably not. I would start with, again, trying to be quick and nimble. Like I would start by identifying something that the market wants. I would build my website, of course, and then I would start to build out the guide that I'm going to sell. I would start by making that content on my website, and then I would compile it. I'd make it a little bit more robust, and I would offer that for sale, and I'd start running Facebook ads to it. That's what I would do. We're going to actually be teaching this at Brand Accelerator Live too. There's a couple of examples on how you would do this. I'm going to actually walk you through how to build your first digital product and sell it within 30 days. I'm going to give you that roadmap, and I'm going to outline everything that would need to be done. It's not that hard either. And I'm going to do it within like a 45-minute workshop. So if you're interested in that, once again, if you're listening to the podcast, it might be later. You can still probably go and grab the recordings. But that will be at baltickets.com. Again, that's baltickets.com. I also have one example I'm going to be sharing with you with Cassidy from Succulents and Sunshine. Good friend of mine. She's also in one of my masterminds that I was in, a part of. And she shared something that she was doing. She's going to be sharing this at Brand Accelerator Live, how she was able to build her email list and also sell a $10 product and generate thousands of dollars per month using this model. But she's using paid Facebook ads, but really simple approach. And again, it just goes to show you, you just need to get something out there in order to get a result. So then you can ask questions. And that's really what it comes down to. All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Karen, is that the way to go? I'm not sure I understand. Can you give me a little bit more on that? Kyle, what's up, man? Kyle, I love that video. That second video you sent me. Kyle sent me a video and asked me a couple of questions. And I love that, by the way. So I just wanted to kind of give you a shout out. Yeah. So what about building our site on Shopify versus WordPress if I have physical and digital products? Excuse me. Well, did you know that even if you're on WordPress, you can just use WooCommerce? It's basically the same thing. So I personally wouldn't build my website on Shopify. I have used Shopify as just the shopping cart. But I would do it differently. I would basically do it where I would build the website on WordPress. I'd host it on my own host, get my own domain, all of that stuff. And then from there, I would build out my content, and then I would bolt on WooCommerce. That's what I would probably do. Because in WooCommerce, you can still sell your digital products or your physical products. Doesn't matter. And you can even sync it up, I believe, with your Amazon fulfillment. So they'll even fulfill your orders. D, I'm having an issue with my blog titles. I use Ubersuggest to get my titles, but I feel they are boring and do not have that attention getter. But does it have to have one since it's not an ad? No, it doesn't have to, but just think about this. If someone finds your article by a Google search and all it says is 5 lures or 5 bass fishing lures, if that's all it said, if it said 5 best bass fishing lures, and then maybe dash, and then like number 3 works like crazy, right? Like if you're scrolling in the search result, that'll get your attention too. It's a great subject line for an email, right? It's a great subject line for a YouTube video. It's a curiosity base that gets you to want to click in. It's not clickbait, but it gets you to want to actually click in because you're going to deliver on that promise. So, yeah, you want to look at your titles, but you want to get a little creative on just the twist on it. That's all. And the twist doesn't necessarily have to be keywords that are being searched for, although that would help. Okay, back to Karen. I have the preschool workbook and the math book, which is separate. Okay, so we have 2 books. I wouldn't say $2 off it would be reflected in the price. When you say test, how would I test? Our test email will go out Monday. Going to try the email you suggested last week. Should I add the products too? Yeah, you know, on something like this, and so I believe you have 2 workbooks. I would probably, and what I mean by testing it is just create your offer and then test the offer. That's what I mean. So just it's all about the offer, guys. Like you can, and that's the cool thing when you have multiple products, we can bolt stuff on, right? We can incentivize people by giving them a bonus. Perfect example. If you purchase a VIP ticket to Brand Accelerator Live, the virtual event, you are going to get the recordings from the event, okay, from the workshop, the full day, and we're going to give you for free recordings from Brand Accelerator Live 2019, okay? And that's literally a minimum of a $500 bonus, okay? People that showed up there spent between $500 and actually a $500 to probably $1,200 if they were VIP. All right, so you got to look at your offer, right? Like what is a no-brainer offer for someone? That's how you have to think about it. $2, doesn't really that doesn't say like, oh my gosh, I got to get this before this expires, right? So you have to think about the offer and how do you make that offer really, really a great offer, right? That's what it's about. When you have digital stuff, it's really easy to do because you're not like, oh, if I do this, my cost is this, fulfillment is this. Like, then we get into all of that stuff. We're talking like straight profit in a sense. I mean, yes, you have some deliverables, you have website costs, you have all that stuff, but that's really what I look at when I'm looking at that. How do I build a good offer? And then you can play with that. You can offer stack, which is a whole nother conversation, which we'll have inside of BCA. We will definitely be going down into offers and how to really come up with awesome offers that get people to want to just jump because it's just too good to like, go buy. So something like yours, Karen, would be something like, buy the math or the preschool workbook and get our math workbook for free, a $10 value. So now they're getting $10 off. They're getting something for free, and they're going to pay full price for the first one, right? That would be an offer. Plus you get the traceable worksheets, something like that, right? Okay. So I think that is it on the questions that came through. Once again, I want to come back to what we started with. How do we, build our business without feeling overwhelmed? Okay. So I'm going to use Karen, an example here for a minute. She is building content. She already built a couple of digital products. So that's done. So now her focus is her email and how to create offers, right? That's all that she's focusing on. That's all she should be focusing on. Now, should she still be creating content on a regular basis? Yes. Should she still be building her email list? Yes. But that stuff's kind of happening automatically now, right? Because the process and the systems are in place, right? So that's still going. But now the focus is really like, okay, scratching your head, like, okay, how do I get my offer? Well, let's go ahead and create an offer and let's go ahead and give our email list the offer, right? Now, the other side of that is, okay, well, part of that is I need to get my email list to know that that this is a great offer. We need to also let them know that they need this. We also need to get them to open the email. So these are like little mini things that we need to focus on. Subject lines, what makes a good subject line, right? How do I create a little bit of scarcity in here? Meaning that the offer is going to expire, right? Because we all are motivated and really just, we want to jump because it's going to expire, right? And then what's that offer I'm going to try? So come up with the offer, right? Write your emails, come up with your deadline, like what's it going to start? When's it going to end? And then really start sending those emails. That's how we test it. That's it. Done. Right. Now, the other thing you could say is, okay, you stated the offer in the email. What's the other, there's like the parts to this, right? So the parts would be the subject line of the email. Is it getting opened? When it gets opened, what's the copy say inside of there that's getting them to want to click to see what this offer is because they want to check it out, right? And then they land on the offer page. What does the offer page look like, right? Because the offer page could convert poorly if it's not, if it's not done right. Okay. And Karen, I think I looked at yours the last time and your page just went to like a shopping cart page, right? Like we don't want to do that. We want to build a page dedicated to that offer. And it's going to have like the things, right, that's going to be there. And it's going to have one button that says, grab this special offer here or something like that, right? So I see that mistake a lot is where they'll get people to the page, but it's not converting. And the reason why it's not converting is because the page is just going to like a shopping cart. There's no copy. There's no deadline on there. There's nothing, right? And in your case, Karen, that's what I seen. So I would make sure that that's cleaned up. But you see what I'm doing, guys? I'm not focusing on right now on, okay, how do I, start a YouTube channel? At this point, if I haven't started it yet, I'm not worrying about that yet because I'm getting some traffic. I'm going to try to now focus on my offers, right? So there's just these different blocks that I'm working on. That's it. All right. So again, hopefully this has been helpful. If you are listening to this on the podcast and you want to ask a question or you want to sit in on one of these jam sessions, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com and you can join us over there. All right, guys. So I just wrapped it right there. So that way this was nice and clean. But Salamis says, Scott, you got to take a sip of coffee. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you guys have any other questions for this coming week. Just be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, I'll still be answering questions. Just Friday is a little bit more concentrated. I will give you an idea of what we're going to be going over. I've already written these out. So we are going to be on Monday. I am going to be talking about the naked email method, and I'm going to share with you some immediate results. And I think D is on with us. And D, I'm gonna kind of share a little bit of what you did, which I think was pretty awesome. I hope you don't mind. I'm sure you don't, because you shared it in our group. I won't share like your stuff, but I want to share the results. I think it's pretty cool. So the naked email method. And then number, I see a number here. Actually, yes, number 132, which is Wednesday. We're going to talk a little bit more on what we talked about today, and that is the 3 big rocks to grow your brand. Traffic, email, offers. So we'll go a little bit deeper into this in this discussion. I'll give you some more examples and things that you can start to look at, maybe a little bit of a higher view on your business. And then from there on Friday, I've already got my topic. It's going to be, what's the best way to sell my digital product? That's a question I get asked quite a bit, because once we build it, we got to do it, right? The other thing is, on Friday, I will be at the lake house. So I'll be at a different place, but I will still be here to do the jam session. I'm actually having my daughter and her husband and my new granddaughter. They're going to be heading to us in North Carolina, where our lake house is. And we're going to be spending about 5 days together there. So we're going to hang out, have some fun. And I'll be still doing my Monday, Wednesday coffee talks and hanging out with you. I might even be on the deck out by the lake. So you're definitely going to want to stick around. I'll bring you to the lake. So that's it, guys. That's going to be our Friday jam session. I want to thank you guys so much. And I also wanted to remind you that if you want to join us at Brand Accelerator Live 2020, the virtual workshop day, head on over to baltickets.com. Again, that's baltickets.com. If you are in the academy and you are watching this, do not purchase a ticket through there. There's a special link inside the academy that you guys are going to get access to that will give you a discount, because you guys are our Brand Creators Academy members, and we want to do stuff special for you guys all the time because you guys are members of the academy. Yes, I had a couple people jump the gun the other day in our academy that bought full price tickets. So we had to do a little refund there. But if you are not in the academy and you want to join us, there's an early bird ticket pricing available right now, and that will be going through first week in September. So make sure that you grab your ticket. Super affordable, guys. It's a full day workshop, and you have the option to either be there live, or you can also choose the option to grab the recordings as well. So again, baltickets.com, get all the information there. And well, until Monday, have a great weekend. All right. And work on those big blocks. Sit down and map out what those big blocks look like for your business. And then from there, focus on the big blocks. All right. So guys, take care, take action, and I'll see you Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Take care, guys.